Wireless mechanical keyboards aren't anything new on the market these days. We do have a few that you can choose from, but usually they're either a bit too expensive or they lack some features. The biggest one which I want is of course RGB, but I know it's a stupid thing to have in a battery powered keyboard or even device because it's going to drain the battery really quick, but I still want it because it looks awesome. So luckily, there is one keyboard that pretty much ticks all of those boxes, being not too expensive, having RGB, and also being fully mechanical, and that is the Dyra, I don't know how to pronounce it, keyboard, which only costs around $40, and I was even able to pick it up a few months back for $35, which on its own is pretty damn cheap for a mechanical keyboard even. So we're going to take a look at the Dyra, see how it performs and if it's actually worth the price. I mean, $35 isn't really that much anyway, so yeah, we're just gonna see how it actually is. Getting into the design of the keyboard first, you do get that 60% or 63 key layout, which is much smaller than pretty much all of the standard keyboards out there. It is either a hit or a miss, you either like it or you don't, so it's up to you. It is a bit weird to type on them, but you get used to that pretty quick. Also, because of the smaller size, you will need to use a bunch of the F and key functions for your F keys, for your home, delete, and then also for your RGB controls. But it's not really that big of a problem if you use them. It's just if you use a numpad a lot, then of course it's going to be a bit of a hassle. However, because of the smaller size, it makes it that much more convenient for traveling because you can just pop it in your bag. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and because of the Bluetooth, you don't need to have any cables or anything like that. Just connect it wirelessly and you're set to go. But the build quality though, if you do pop it in your bag, you kind of will have to be a bit careful. The build quality is decent enough, but it's not the strongest keyboard out there. I'm not sure if you drop it a few times if it's going to last. Something might break inside. You do get that ABS plastic construction, so just be careful for that. But if you just take care of your keyboard, then you're gonna be fine. Now again, being that it is mechanical, it does use auto move switches, which is just cheaper MX equivalents. And you do get them either in blues, reds, black, and browns. Although on Amazon, you can pretty much only get them in browns now. I was able to pick mine up in blues. Then for the keycaps, they are double shot injected, which is nice. It does let the backlight shine through a lot clearer. But it does kind of have this rubberized coating over it, which I'm not too crazy of. It makes it feel a bit cheaper, and a lot of the dust kind of gets stuck to that and it's hard to clean. So I'm not too crazy about that, but it does work. And then for your secondary functions, those ones are printed more to the side. So because it's printed on, it might fade, but you're also not going to press on that a lot, so it should actually be okay. Then getting into connectivity, you can either use it in just standard wired mode with the micro USB connection here at the front, which is pretty simple. It works like any normal wired keyboard. Or you can have it in Bluetooth mode, which allows you to connect it up to 3 additional devices. So in effect, you can connect it up to 4 devices at the same time. However, because it's Bluetooth, there is a lot of latency, so I wouldn't really recommend it for like high competitive gaming. It's going to lag way too much for that, but casual games and typing, it'll be completely fine for that. Also, because it is a Bluetooth wireless, you can pretty much connect it to any Bluetooth enabled device. So Windows PC, a Mac, your Android smartphone, tablet, or then even your Apple devices. Although I did have a problem connecting it to my iPad, it just didn't want to work, so I'm not sure. I don't have any other Apple devices, but for Android devices, it worked fine. Now, battery life is always a problem with pretty much any wireless peripheral. Mice are getting a lot better, but keyboards are still not the greatest, and because this does have RGB backlighting, it does suffer because of that. So I was able to get around 2 full days of use out of a single charge, and that is with the backlight turning off every 60 seconds. So it's not even completely on the entire time. So you might be looking at around a day of use with the RGB on always, but I couldn't really find a function key to enable the backlight to not turn off after 60 seconds. I couldn't find it in the manual, and I didn't find it an option on the keyboard, so it kind of has like a economy mode where it turns the backlight off to save a battery. So not the greatest if you want to show it off, which defeats the purpose of RGB, but again, it does have, which is awesome. Also, to charge it up, again, just use the micro USB connection at the back with the included 1.5 meter braided cable, which is nice. You can able to charge up the device in around 3 hours, and then while charging up, you can still use it, which is cool. So you're not really limited to any downtime with the keyboard. Now, getting into the most important part about this keyboard, of course, it's not being mechanical or being wireless, it's that it's RGB. I don't know if I'm just RGB too crazy, but yeah. So for the RGB, it's nothing really too crazy as well. You do get 7 different colors to choose from with 8 different effects and controls, which you can apply to some of the effects to change the speeds, the brightness, and so on. So it is a bit limited there. Also, again, the backlight will turn off after around 60 seconds. You can see if you can find a way around that. I couldn't, so just be prepared for that. And then also the biggest problem about the keyboard is not really the RGB or anything, it is the manual, being that it's pretty much just like thrown into Google Translate and translated like that. So the translation isn't really that good, it doesn't always make sense. But when looking at it, you'll kind of get a grip on what they mean. So just check that out, try it on the keyboard, and you'll get used to the commands. You do also get all of the commands on the side of the secondary functions. So it shouldn't really be that big of an issue if you just try it out for a bit. But for the effects, they do get the job done, they look good. Again, you do have a few controls you can choose from, and even get the static colors like whites, although the white is kind of a bit washed out a bit more, which we usually see on RGB style backlit keyboards. So RGB wise, it's good, not excellent, but it'll definitely get the job done and look good while you use it. Then just quickly, at the back of the keyboard, you do get your flip out keyboard feet, which is pretty simple. You do get a lot of anti-slip pads, which I don't know why there's so many, but you do get them. And then your on and off switch, which will turn the keyboard on and off. So pretty simple. If you do use it in wired mode, it doesn't really matter because it's not going to be battery powered then. So then after using the Diarrhea keyboard for around a few months, I have to say for only $35, which I got it for, it is freaking awesome. However, it is definitely not the best keyboard on the market. So again, the manual is a bit lacking with the Google Translate. The backlight shutting off after around 60 seconds. I did also experience that when switching between your Bluetooth connections, so between my PC and my Android phone, it will sometimes not reconnect to that. So I'll have to turn the Bluetooth off on my device and then turn it on again, and then it'll connect. Didn't always happen, but it did happen sometimes, which was a bit annoying. But other than those few drawbacks, this keyboard again is awesome for the price. I wouldn't really pay that much more for this specific keyboard, but there are a few that's around the $60 price range or above to $100, and they're awesome. I just want more RGB on those. But that is pretty much it for my review of the Diarrhea whatever keyboard. For $35 you get a full mechanical 60% Bluetooth RGB keyboard. So if you guys want to get it for yourself, I will leave links in the video description where you can get it on Amazon, and then yeah, I don't know if it's anywhere else, but I'll leave it down there. And if you guys like this review, please like, share, subscribe, and comment like always. And then if you have any other stuff you want me to review, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll try to get my hands on some of them. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll check all of you next time. Cheers, guys.